911. What's the address of your emergency?
Emma Road and, Bingham, Bingham Road.
Okay, and what is the phone number you're calling from?
828-301-1128.
And your name?
James Willison.
Okay, James, what seems to be the problem?
Oh my God, a train just crashed, derailed. It smashed into a house and blew up. There's a massive fire and it's spreading.
Okay, James, I'm dispatching emergency services to your location right now. Can you describe the fire and the color of the smoke?
It's a bright orange with thick black smoke.
You're doing great, James, and you said it's spreading?
Yes, there's some type of liquid spreading and it's caught the forest next to it on fire.
James?
Sorry, there's a good number of houses on fire, too.
Okay, James, keep a safe distance from the derailment, okay? Take cover away from the fire and behind something sturdy. Is anyone hurt from what you can see?
I can't really tell if anyone was in the home that exploded. The house is completely gone now, engulfed in flames.
Understood, James. Stay with me. Keep breathing slowly. Police and fire are almost there. Message is transmitted at the request of the Buncombe County Emergency Services of North Carolina. This is a message from the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office. Due to a train derailment and subsequent explosions impacting local communities, an evacuation order has been issued for areas within a 5-mile radius of the industrial site near Emma Road and Bingham Road in Asheville, North Carolina. Areas expected to be impacted include east of Riverside Drive, west of Broadway Street, north of Patton Avenue, and south of Old Leicester Highway. An evacuation order means that the situation is an immediate threat to life due to ongoing fires and hazardous conditions. An evacuation order is a lawful order to leave now and seek shelter away from the area. The area is lawfully closed to public access. An evacuation order will likely be the last order given. A shelter location is open at the Harrah's Cherokee Center. 87, Haywood Saint, Asheville, North Carolina 28801. Animal Services will assist with sheltering companion animals at the center. Evacuation transportation assistance for those residents with physical limitations will be offered until 6 p.m. If you require evacuation assistance, please call the Buncombe County Emergency Hotline at 1-800-525-0293 before 6 p.m. We cannot guarantee assistance will be offered after that time. If you have an emergency, call 911. If you have any questions about the content of this message, please contact Buncombe County Information and Referral Services at 211. Thank you.
Good afternoon. We interrupt our regular programming to bring you breaking news from Asheville, North Carolina, where a major incident is unfolding. A freight train carrying combustible materials has derailed, leading to multiple explosions and a rapidly spreading fire. We go live now to our field reporter on the scene, Veronica Blaze, for the latest updates.
Thank you, Hank. I'm standing here on Riverside Drive, just a few miles from the derailment site, where emergency services are working tirelessly to contain the situation. As you can see, fire trucks, ambulances, and police vehicles have been flooding the area in response to the catastrophic event. Authorities have declared a mandatory evacuation for a 5-mile radius around the crash site due to the severity of the explosions and the hazardous materials involved. Affected areas include neighborhoods east of Riverside Drive, west of Broadway Street, north of Patton Avenue, and south of Old Leicester Highway. This evacuation order is a necessary measure to protect residents from the immediate dangers of the fires and toxic fumes. Aerial footage shows the extent of the devastation, with flames engulfing multiple structures and thick smoke billowing into the sky. Firefighters are battling the blaze from multiple angles, but the situation remains critical. Residents who have not yet evacuated are urged to do so immediately. For those unable to evacuate, please shelter in place, close all windows and doors, and stay low to avoid smoke inhalation. Emergency shelters have been set up at the Harrah's Cherokee Center on Haywood Street. If you require evacuation assistance, please call the Buncombe County Emergency Hotline at 1-800-525-0293. We will continue to provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, this is Veronica Blaze reporting live from Asheville. Back to you, Hank.
Thank you, Veronica. Our thoughts are with everyone affected by this tragedy. Please stay tuned to WLOS 13 for the latest updates and follow the instructions of local authorities. Stay safe.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Buncombe County Emergency Management Agency and the Asheville Fire Chief. Evacuation notices have been issued for parts of the city of Asheville due to the rapidly spreading fire caused by a train derailment and subsequent explosions. The fire is spreading into the city, and wildfire has begun in the wooded area surrounding the derailment site. The affected areas include both sides of Riverside Drive between Pierce and Bridge Road and Hill Street, the neighborhoods surrounding M Road, Bingham Road, and Louisiana Avenue, the River Arts District, areas east of Westwood Place and north of Patton Avenue. Due to the fire's expansion, the temporary shelter has been moved to the Asheville VA Medical Center, located at 1100 Tunnel Road, Asheville, North Carolina. Residents already located at the previous shelter will be provided assistance in relocating to the new temporary shelter. If you are unable to evacuate and need assistance, please dial 911.
Good evening, I'm Hank Richardson, and this is WLOS 13, with continuing coverage of the catastrophic train derailment and rapidly spreading fire here in Asheville. We're bringing you the latest updates as the situation unfolds. The city is currently grappling with an unprecedented crisis as emergency services work tirelessly to contain the fires and assist residents in danger. Our field reporter, Veronica Blaze, is on the ground near the evacuation zones. Veronica, what can you tell us about the current situation and the ongoing evacuation efforts?
Thank you, Hank. I'm standing just outside the primary evacuation area, where the situation is nothing short of chaotic. The Buncombe County Sheriff's Office has issued a mandatory evacuation for a 5-mile radius around the derailment site, impacting thousands of residents. Traffic is at a standstill as panicked residents attempt to flee the area, creating a logjam on major arteries like Riverside Drive and Broadway Street. Emergency services are struggling to manage the influx of people while ensuring that everyone can leave safely. The evacuation efforts are being hampered by heavy traffic and confusion among residents. Many people are trying to gather their belongings, pets and family members, adding to the delays. Emergency personnel are doing their best to direct traffic and provide assistance, but the sheer volume of vehicles and people is overwhelming. Authorities are urging residents to remain calm and follow the designated evacuation routes to avoid further congestion. Hank, the scene here is incredibly dramatic. You can see the thick plumes of smoke rising in the background, and the sound of sirens is constant as emergency vehicles rush to and from the scene. The fear and urgency are palpable, as many residents are unsure of what they might return to once this crisis is over. We've spoken to several evacuees who express their shock and concern, unsure of what the future holds.
Veronica, it's clear that this is a deeply troubling time for our community. For those just tuning in, we're advising everyone within the affected areas to evacuate immediately and seek shelter at the designated locations. We understand that the Asheville VA Medical Center has been set up as a temporary shelter for those displaced by this disaster.
That's right, Hank. The Asheville VA Medical Center is now the primary shelter location after the initial site had to be moved due to the fire's rapid expansion. It's a safe place where evacuees can find temporary relief and support during this crisis. Authorities are also providing transportation for those who cannot evacuate on their own. If you're in immediate danger and unable to evacuate, please call 911 for assistance.
Thank you, Veronica. We will continue to monitor this situation closely and provide updates as they become available. Our thoughts are with everyone affected by this.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Buncombe County Emergency Management Agency. Due to the rapidly spreading fire from the train derailment, evacuation is no longer possible for residents within a 1-mile radius of the derailment site. Residents in this area are advised to shelter in place to ensure their safety. The affected area includes both sides of Riverside Drive between Pearson Bridge Road and Hill Street, the neighborhoods surrounding Emma Road, Bingham Road, and Louisiana Avenue, the River Arts District, areas east of Westwood Place and north of Patton Avenue. To shelter in place, go inside immediately and bring any pets with you. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off fans, air conditioning, and furnace if possible. Close the fireplace damper if not in use. Go to a basement or underground shelter if none exist. Go to an internal room on the lowest floor without windows if possible. Seal gaps with wet towels to prevent smoke inhalation. Stay low to the ground to avoid smoke. Wait for further instructions from emergency services. Residents should also keep a pot of water and towels nearby. Use damp towels to cover your mouth and nose should smoke enter your home or if you must travel. If you are in immediate danger and need assistance, please dial 911. This shelter-in-place warning is in effect until further notice, and the radius may expand as the fire spreads.
Well, folks, that was a message from the Buncombe County Emergency Management Agency. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for your 6 o'clock news. I'm Hank Richardson with WLOS 13. We now take you live to a press conference where local authorities are providing an update on the ongoing emergency situation in Asheville. Earlier today, a train derailment caused a series of explosions and a rapidly spreading fire that is now threatening more areas of the city. Let's go live to Mayor John Smith, Chief Emily Davis, and Sheriff Robert Harris for the latest information.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mayor John Smith, and I'm here with Chief Emily Davis from the Asheville Fire Department and Sheriff Robert Harris from the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office. We want to provide you with the latest updates on the ongoing emergency situation in Asheville. As you know, earlier today, a freight train carrying combustible materials derailed near Emma Road and Bingham Road, causing a series of explosions and a rapidly spreading fire. Despite the valiant efforts of our emergency responders, the fire continues to spread and now threatens additional areas of our city. We understand that this is a frightening and uncertain time for everyone in our community. Our primary concern is your safety, and we are doing everything in our power to manage this situation. Chief Davis will now provide an update on the firefighting efforts and safety instructions.
Thank you, Mayor Smith. Our firefighters have been working around the clock to contain the blaze and prevent further damage. Unfortunately, the fire has spread beyond the initial containment area and is now threatening residential neighborhoods and commercial districts. We urge all residents within the affected areas to follow the shelter-in-place instructions if you cannot evacuate. Close all windows and doors, seal gaps with wet towels, and stay low to avoid smoke inhalation. If you are in immediate danger, please call 911 for assistance. For those who can evacuate, temporary shelters have been established at the Asheville VA Medical Center, located at 1100 Tunnel Road. We have transportation available for those who need it. Please call the Buncombe County Emergency Hotline at 1-800-525-0293 for more information.
Thank you, Chief Davis. Our law enforcement officers are on the ground assisting with evacuations and ensuring the safety of our residents. We ask everyone to remain calm and cooperate with emergency personnel. Avoid the affected areas and do not attempt to return to your homes until it is safe to do so. We are also working closely with state and federal agencies to bring additional resources to support our efforts. We will continue to provide updates through local news channels, social media, and emergency alert systems.
In closing, I want to thank our brave first responders for their tireless efforts and our community for your cooperation during this challenging time. We will get through this together. Please stay tuned to local news outlets for ongoing updates. Stay safe, Asheville, and take care of one another. We will now take a few questions from the press.
Mayor Smith, how long do you expect the evacuation orders to remain in effect?
At this time, we cannot provide a definite timeline. The evacuation orders will remain in effect as long as necessary to ensure public safety. We will lift the orders as soon as it is safe to do so.
Chief Davis, can you estimate the current size of the fire and the areas most at risk?
The fire has spread to cover several square miles, impacting both residential and commercial areas. Our teams are working to map the spread and prioritize containment efforts. The areas most at risk are those immediately downwind of the original derailment site.
Sheriff Harris, what should residents do if they cannot reach the emergency hotline for evacuation assistance?
If you cannot reach the hotline and need immediate assistance, please call 911. We have additional operators standing by to handle emergency calls.
Sheriff Harris, what is the plan if the fire spreads to the Asheville VA Medical Center shelter?
If the fire threatens the Asheville VA Medical Center, we have contingency plans in place to relocate evacuees to alternative shelters. We are coordinating with nearby facilities and have transportation ready to move people quickly and safely if needed. Our top priority is ensuring everyone's safety, and we will take all necessary measures to protect evacuees.
Thank you all for your questions. We will continue to keep you informed as the situation develops. Stay safe and vigilant. Thank you.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Buncombe County Emergency Management Agency and Asheville Fire Chief. As of 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the fire resulting from the train derailment which took place earlier today has consumed all of western Asheville and most of central Asheville. The fire is currently being held back from the Asheville VA Medical Center and is currently located near Interstate 240 on the east side of Asheville, thanks to the efforts of emergency personnel. Assistance from surrounding counties is arriving to support firefighting efforts. Crews are working tirelessly to contain the blaze and protect critical infrastructure in residential areas. Residents within the affected zones are urged to continue following the shelter-in-place instructions if evacuation is not possible. To shelter in place, go inside immediately and bring any pets with you. Close and lock all windows and doors. Turn off fans, air conditioning, and furnace if possible. Close the fireplace damper, if not in use. Go to a basement or underground shelter, if none exists. Move to an internal room without windows if possible. Seal gaps with wet towels to prevent smoke inhalation. Stay low to the ground to avoid smoke. Await further instructions from emergency services. This message will repeat in 15 minutes.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Buncombe County Emergency Management Agency. As of this morning, the fire resulting from the train derailment and subsequent explosions has been brought under control. The combined efforts of local firefighters and assistance from surrounding counties have successfully contained the blaze. The extent of the damage is severe. Entire neighborhoods in western Asheville and central Asheville have been damaged or destroyed. The landscape is unrecognizable to many survivors, with countless homes and businesses reduced to rubble and ash. The heartache and loss are immense, and our community faces a long road to recovery. Residents of Asheville are advised that the evacuation order has been lifted for most areas. However, some parts of western Asheville and central Asheville remain restricted due to ongoing safety inspections and recovery operations. Please follow the instructions of local authorities and do not return to these areas until it is deemed safe. The Asheville VA Medical Center continues to operate as a temporary shelter for those displaced by the fire. Additional support and resources are being provided to assist with recovery efforts. We extend our deepest gratitude to all emergency personnel, volunteers, and neighboring communities for their invaluable assistance during this crisis. The resilience and cooperation of the Asheville community have been remarkable. If you require further information or assistance, please contact the Buncombe County Information and Referral Services at 211 or visit the official Buncombe County website. Thank you for your cooperation and stay safe.